Hey guys, Heidi Easley here from Texas Art and Soul, and I'm going to be teaching you a really cool way to use the always stay humble and kind. Before we get started, I need you to tell me if you can see this backwards or the correct way. Because if it's backwards, I'm going to change the video around so that you can see it the right way. So go ahead and say hi as you come on so I can see who's here. So oh, dang it. I moved the video. There we go. Okay, so let me know. Can you see this the right way? Does it say smile or is it the opposite? Because I need to know whether or not to change my little wand. Oh, thank you, Jamie. Hello, Jamie. Let me go ahead and change it. Okay. Is it better? There we go. Okay, I think it's the right way now. Okay, all right, so what we're gonna do is last night I went ahead and prepared a piece of wood here. So I want y'all to remember so Essential Stencil just released a ton of new spring. So if you wanna use my link, that would be amazing, and you can use coupon code TEXASHEIDI. But there are a ton of new spring stuff out there. So I'm gonna teach you a little bit about some flowers, and then I'm going to show you how to use this always stay humble and kind. So even if you don't want to purchase this one, is it better now, y'all? Let me know if it's better. Hey, Kathy. Hey, guys. It should be correct now. Let me know if it's correct. And thank you for jumping on this Friday. Just let me know if it's correct. I'm looking. It's saying backwards. Let's see. It shouldn't be backwards anymore. Okay, good. Deborah said yes. Okay, good. All right, so what I wanted to do was first off show you some kind of flowers after I do the stenciling, and then I'm going to show you, just kind of teach you how to do some very, very simple flowers, okay? Is that all right with y'all? And then I'm going to tell y'all a funny story about how I was not very humble or kind this weekend as I beat the socks off of my daughter during Monopoly. Oh my gosh. Make sure if you get your Essential Stencil brushes that you wash them when you're supposed to. So here's what my water looked like. So I did not want to put my beautiful brush in there, and so I just kind of wiped it off. Oh, thank you, Penny. So I'm actually gonna see how can y'all see that? It's starting to dry, so I'm gonna use it. Okay, so I'm gonna offload, or Vicky's gonna be upset with me. I love Vicky so much. So I'm gonna offload. Hey Penny, I'm glad you caught it live. Hey Angela. Okay, so offload means you just grab it and then you take some of it off. And so okay, so I'm gonna do the stencil and tell you what happened. So my daughter learned a big lesson, and I learned that I am not humble and kind when it comes to playing Monopoly with her. So here's what happens. So somebody told me, they're like, if you play Monopoly, how many of y'all out there play Monopoly with your kids? Or maybe you have played Monopoly as a kid. Either way. So we play Monopoly, and we're playing the Star Wars version, which I don't know what any of those things mean. Like a blanket is now supposed to be the utilities. Like, I'm so confused. Well, I ended up buying like all of these properties. So somebody said like, okay, just buy everything you land on. So I ended up buying all these properties and getting all of these like houses on them, or whatever they called them. And so Pixie was like, she was losing so bad. And she was, I don't know if y'all can see me while I do this. She was losing so bad, y'all. Anybody ever beat your kid whenever you do the Monopoly games? And so I was just, getting louder and more excited because I was winning. I mean, she's a teenager, right? So yeah, Monopoly Cheryl does take a long time. Well, she started going, I said she didn't have anything else to barter. And so I was like, okay, how about you give me that plus a 10-minute shoulder rub? And she's like, okay, because she wanted to keep playing. And so I was like, ooh, this game's getting good. Like, I'm not just going to win like fake money. I'm going to win like a shoulder rub. And so then it got to where by the end of it, she had like mortgaged everything she had. She'd given me all her properties. She, I think she owes me like an hour and 47-minute shoulder rub plus she ended up getting real money out and gave me $22 in cash because she kept wanting to play. And so I was telling my husband, because he had already went to bed, and I said, oh my gosh, you won't believe this. I just finished playing Monopoly with Pixie. Not only did I win all of that time for a shoulder rub, which I made the agreement, like if I want to split this up in 20-minute segments, I can. Then she paid me $22, and he goes, well, are you going to give her the $22 back? And I said, no, I'm not going to give it back. If I give it back, she will never have, first off, learned this lesson that that is not a good thing to do. And secondly, she will not have a really hilarious story to tell in 10 to 20 years about that time. Her mom, like, totally dominated in Monopoly and then also won all of that stuff. So we were laughing. So then the next day we decided to play again. And as soon as she was like losing everything, she's like, I'm out, I'm done. And I was like, yes, she learned her lesson. Oh my gosh, she said, no, you didn't need Heidi's shoulder rub. I know, right? The stress. I needed the shoulder rub for the stress. It was hilarious though, but she totally learned her lesson. And so for those of y'all that think I'm just very mean right now, I was definitely not humble and kind during that, as I was like taking all of my daughter's stuff. But honestly, she's 14, and I feel like, you know, if she doesn't learn that that is not a good bet. So, you know, the next day she actually learned that, okay, I mean, she immediately, like as soon as she started losing her stuff, she was like, okay, I'm done. Okay, that's, you know, like totally, you know, and I was like, you know, lesson learned. Lesson learned. So yeah, now I'm 22 bucks richer, and I have a week's worth of shoulder rubs coming my way. So I would call that Monopoly a full-on win. So I was definitely not humble and kind. So I'm actually making this sign to put up somewhere so that when I start to get, apparently I turn into a monster when I play games. Anybody else turn into a monster? Like, you're totally fine and happy and positive, and then you play a game and it's like I mean, people do this at the basketball court, don't they? Like, you know, Pixie, she goes to a Christian school. I'm going to lift this up. And yes, you can purchase this, y'all, on Essential Stencil. And if you want to use coupon code TEXASHEIDI, that would be amazing. Oh, good. I'm glad you are catching me live. Okay, so y'all don't let me know I'm the only one that turns into a monster when I go live, when I do games with my kid, right? Like, I'm not the only one that does that, right? I think maybe I am. Maybe I am the only monster that turns into a monster when I play. Let's see. Oh my gosh. Okay, so John says, almost clean up as soon as you don't like it. It's your choice. Oh yeah, you don't have to say if you don't like it. It's your choice. Oh yeah, yeah. If you're not wanting to learn some flowers, now would be a good time because we're about to do a little bit of a flower tutorial. Okay, so right now I'm gonna take a little bit of just a flat brush, y'all. And then from the flat brush, I'm gonna, oh, Jenna's with me. She says, I'm very competitive when I play. Also, guys, I use the Van Dyke Brown General Finishers before I put this on, okay? So before I put this on, you can see it there. And then if you want to purchase the Always Stay Humble and Kind to remind you during your Monopoly games to be a little bit kinder to your children as you take all their money. All right, so I have this here. All I'm gonna do is just start bringing in some flowers, okay? So I'm gonna do some hibiscus flowers here. Hello from Missouri. Oh, I painted this last night so it would be ready for y'all, so it would be a little bit of a shorter tutorial and you wouldn't have to wait for me to paint this part. So I'm gonna pull this up. Oh. So I can make sure y'all can see it really well. Yeah, so my stain kind of stayed on that. And this is just a random piece of wood. I don't know about y'all. Oh, Kathy, watching from work. I don't know about y'all, but I love just getting like random pieces of wood that I can paint on, because then it's not always like, for example, the typical, 16 by 20 canvas. You could do all kinds of fun stuff. So, okay, so I'm just gonna kind of get my white on here first. And then also another option too that you could do is you could have taken this whole thing and turned it like a whitewash over it and then done a maybe sandpaper and kind of just had a, make sure y'all can see that, sandpaper, and just kind of have a section where you just get some turquoise in it. See, there's all kinds of options. I'm actually going to put some of my turquoise and blue into these flowers. Okay, so I'm just getting a 1-inch brush and then adding it on here. Oh, thank you, Angela. Yeah, if y'all have never bought Essential Stencil before, I recommend them. You know, I'm an affiliate for them, obviously, but I am very, very, like, I only affiliate for companies that I absolutely love. So they are a company, like I have a paint party tomorrow, and I'll be bringing some stencils with me from this company. Like, I just really try to always bring, whether it's the flower stencils, like right now they have some new flower stencils that are on pre-order right now. Let's see. Oh, good, Sarah. Yeah, you'll have to paint. Have you painted this one yet, Sarah? And then all I do, guys, is I just push down and then just pull it like that. Okay? So I'm going to let that dry for just a second while I add another one over here. So again, like you're seeing, this isn't, you know, a huge project. This is a pretty easy project you can do. You know, just get your piece of wood, throw your flowers on there, and keep it real simple. This one doesn't have a lot of colors, so it can go pretty much anywhere. Just make sure you can see that. And then if you want to buy the Always Stay Humble and Kind, go ahead and grab that. And if you don't mind using coupon code TEXASHEIDI, I would really appreciate it. It keeps me stocked in coffee, and so I can keep doing projects for y'all and doing all kinds of fun stuff. I'm actually going to be working on some flower paintings this weekend. I'm so excited about it. I have 3 flower designs I've been contemplating, and I finally drew up some designs on my little sketch pad. So how many of y'all here actually like have a journal or something where you draw your designs first? Because even if you're stenciling, you can start to practice and get used to kind of making your own designs. We call it Frankensteining. So you might get, you know, for example, if you go to Pinterest and you get inspired by all these stuff, instead of just copying it exact, you can, what we call it, Frankensteining. I'm going to go right here. You can Frankenstein it. So what I like to do is I like to be inspired by Pinterest, but then take tons of different elements and then turn it into, I'm just using the back of the brush, turn it into something that's yours. So whenever you look at it, along with those ones that you were inspired by, that you can't, you know, you can't even tell that you were inspired by them. Okay, so all the stencils out of stock. Oh my gosh, I just saw a post yesterday on Essential Stencil in our group to try to do projects on this one. I think I need an update. Okay, so if you can't get this one, don't worry, guys. Here's the deal. Essential Stencil just opened their pre-orders for all of their spring stuff, and they are beautiful. So even if you can't get this one right now, I highly recommend, especially those of y'all that follow me on Texas Art and Soul and you're doing paint parties and stuff like that, because a lot of times their spring stencils will sell out. So they have some brand new, like He Is Risen. They have some brand new flower ones that are really pretty that I need to order today. Actually, I need to put in an order because I want to practice something with doing my own freehand flowers, but then also using essential stencils to put on top as well. So you can make sure you do the pre-order because they have a bunch of really, really great ones. Okay, so this is pretty much it. So you could make it, you know, even more fancy and add some different colors. But honestly, I like the idea of it just being kind of, you know, just these 2 colors. I like the idea of it just being these 2 colors. And then every time I play Monopoly, I'm going to put this sign up so that I don't take all my daughter's money. All right, guys. I hope y'all like this. Again, if you want to, let's see if we have, I think, Essential Stencil. Are y'all going to be announcing winners? Okay, so if they do, they'll put them in the pin post. All right, guys, I hope you like this project. Let me know. Again, my name is Heidi Easley from Texas Art and Soul. If you want to learn more about teaching painting online or with paint parties, I'd love to help you out over there. And then for anybody that's wanting to order the stencils, go ahead and order it and use coupon code TEXASHEIDI, and I will see y'all next time. Bye, guys.